Fratelloni's Ace Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 328, Feb 21, 2020. 62 degrees on this day in 2017. Boy, we had a nice warm spell in Feb, huh? And 21 below on this day in 1873.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Rookie on production, Chris Reavers, director of social media, John Hyde in the newsroom, and occasionally Kenny from the Krabby Coffee Shop. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Why is the Ilhan Omar story in the papers again? Not locally, of course, but the Daily. I think it's because somebody in the Somali community has finally corroborated the idea that she did, in fact, marry her brother. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody get a pencil and paper.
Okay. Is this... Oh, I'm sorry.
Should we be hanging out?
Ilhan Omar report on Garage Logic.
Pen and paper.
Let's see if we can keep track of the characters and determine why this is important. Somebody named Adi Hakim Osman, who we Facebooked. No, we didn't Facebook. We emailed.
Messaged.
Yeah, I want you on the show, pal, but maybe you...
Adi Hakim what?
Abdi Hakim Osman, O-S-M-A-N. He is the first person to go on record to speak of how Omar said she wanted to get her brother papers so he could stay in the United States. All right.
He blogs for a site called Zerta Shek, Shekh.
Abdi Kahim Osman?
Yes, and that's how I messaged him.
All right. It has long been rumored that Omar and Ahmed Elmi are siblings. Let's get Ahmed Elmi on the paper.
Ahmed Elmi.
He's the alleged brother.
Ahmed Elmi.
But because of lack of paperwork in war-torn Somalia, proof has never been uncovered. Osman said she needed to get papers for her brother to go to school. We all thought she was just getting papers to allow him to stay in the country. Omar was married to her second husband, Elmi,
Yep.
Right.
in 2009. She was married to Ahmed Hersi in 2002. So she married Elmi, the alleged brother, right?
Yep.
In 2009 by a Christian minister. That apparently is germane to this.
Okay.
She was first married to Ahmed Hersi in 2002 in a Muslim ceremony before they split in 2008.
Ahmed Hersi.
But she later had another child with Hersi while legally wed to Elmi, who was alleged to be her brother. Osman said, when Hersi and Ilhan got married, a lot of people were invited. It was a big Islamic wedding, uniting two large clans in the community. He added, when she married Elmi, no one even knew about it. Elmi's the alleged brother.
Okay.
No one knew there had been a wedding until the media turned up the certificate years later. How much time do I want to spend on this? Ilhan Omar arrived here with her family in 1997. She became a U.S. citizen in the year 2000. I don't think any of that's in dispute. She's a citizen.
Welcome. Yes. Welcome at this point.
So, did she do anything? If this is true that she married her brother in order to get him to stay in the country, would that cost her citizenship? I don't think so.
Earlier, I looked up crimes that will prevent you from receiving U.S. citizenship.
Yeah, but she's already a citizen.
Correct, and that does not fall under that category.
If you marry a sibling, is that called incest? Or is incest the act of sexual
So then
yes.
I looked at the legality of incest in the United States. In all but 2 states and the special case of Ohio, which targets only parental figures, incest is criminalized between consenting adults. In New Jersey and Rhode Island, incest between consenting adults 16 or over for Rhode Island, 18 or over for New Jersey is not a criminal offense, though marriage is not allowed in either state.
Yeah, but again, so there's nothing that would cost her citizenship if, in fact, she pulled off these shenanigans to keep her brother here.
In Minnesota, persons near of kin to the actor then first cousin, whether of the half or the whole blood, with knowledge of the relationship. And that would fall under sexual intercourse.
So why is this a story? It's a story because if it's true, it shows her nefarious character.
So I just Googled immigration fraud, and one of the questions, they ask you questions you can click on, can you go to jail for marrying someone for a green card? The answer, an individual will be charged with marriage fraud if they entered into a marriage for the purpose of evading U.S. immigration law. This felony offense carries a prison sentence of up to 5 years and a fine of up to $250,000, applies to both foreign nationals and U.S. citizens who perpetrate this crime. So
okay, that's where she would fall then.
Yes,
Right.
felony, yeah.
But it would not cost her citizenship, but it might be a criminal act that could cost her a fine and or jail.
Correct.
But if she committed that, you said, Kenny, it's a felony?
Yes.
If she committed that felony, would that then have prevented her from becoming a congresswoman?
Oh, well, she'd be kicked out, wouldn't she?
For once in your life, you asked a good question.
Thank you.
Wow, that was mean, Joe.
Okay, second time in his life.
That's better.
Yeah.
When was the other time?
Osmond's revelations, he being the local elder in the Somali community. I don't know. Is he an elder, in fact? I mean, is he an old guy, this Osmond guy?
Oh, the
Abdi
one the whistleblower?
Yeah, the whistleblower.
Hakeem
I'm
Osmond.
seeing his photo on his blog. I would guess he's in his late 30s, early 40s.
Well, then I won't call him an elder, but he's speaking apparently on behalf of the Somali community, and he said these revelations are sure to renew calls for an investigation into the Minnesota freshman rep who has repeatedly refused to answer questions on her marriage to Elmi. Well, maybe we're getting closer to what's at stake here. Her marriage to Elmi, if in fact that took place, and if in fact that's her brother, and if in fact it was done for purposes of circumventing immigration laws, then she committed a felony.
Right.
Of course, she's already come out and poo-pooed this. I think today, actually. Or wait, is it the 20th today?
21st.
21st.
Yesterday.
She originally said the idea that spouses were also siblings was baseless, absurd rumors. And she's just accusing anybody who comes up with this of Islamophobia.
That's a pretty easy card to play.
Yeah, that's a good card. Yes, you in the back.
So on this blog, it's a Facebook page. But
By Osmond?
Yes.
Yeah.
He wrote something yesterday about this very story,
All right.
which then I'm assuming was picked up by the Daily Mail.
It sounds to me like the Daily Mail actually has been in contact with the fellow.
Okay, so here's
Not that the Star Tribune would be, or
Of
the
course
Pioneer
not.
Press.
15 hours ago, he wrote the following. He wrote it first in English. Anyway, I'm going to declare under perjury of law that I have not received one single penny from anyone to discuss Ilhan Omar's issues. She is a pathological liar who has lied about many people in different elections. Ilhan has lied to the people of America, specifically the poor Somali people who trusted her to be their helper in Congress.
Wow.
She lied through her teeth to elderly people who stood in line for hours to vote for their dreams, which they saw in her. She has disappointed them and I. This country is ours. We love America. It is our job to defend it, and I will do everything to protect it from someone who despises our country. We are united in all faiths and colors to continue to live together in.
Why isn't he running?
Okay, God help me that I'm finding myself the ombudsman here on behalf of Ilhan Omar. But what is it that she is supposed to have lied about?
Well, this was someone that was close to
No,
her
I understand,
campaign.
but what lies is she
He
alleging?
doesn't name those lies.
What is she lying about?
Does he name any lies?
No, he doesn't, but
The only lie I can come up with is that she might have told her community, I really love this country, and I think we're seeing evidence that she doesn't.
Well, I was just going to say, hasn't that been your entire gripe with
Right.
whatever,
Gripe is the word.
Gripe with her
Yeah.
since she took office.
Is the lie simply that she is not representing their interests? And she's, in
he's
fact,
right.
Yes.
representing her
Yes,
own.
maybe that's it.
I'm sure because at meeting she probably was saying, I will fight for you. I will get you more benefits.
Her spokesman told the Daily Mail that Omar does not comment on her family or personal life.
Well, that's convenient.
It is, and also convenient if she is in fact trying to ward off an accusation of a felony, an accusation of a criminal act. is that she'll scream Islamophobia.
Right.
She'll play race card, victim card, black card,
Well,
Muslim card. She'll do anything she wants
Right.
to.
Talk about your sources. Where are you getting this? Because I'm, in fact, looking at a Washington Examiner piece.
Right.
Where have you been doing your research?
Well,
who's covering this story?
The Daily Mail.
And who else? I thought you also off the air mentioned Drudge. Or were they
Drudge is carrying the Daily Mail story.
All right. So the story's becoming more widespread, and more people are covering it.
But
now.
To what end? Is I wonder.
Well, nothing will become of
are we
this.
wasting our time worrying about who she married? I've said before on the air, who she marries is not my problem with her.
Well, it is if she's convicted.
That's true. What must be at issue is, did she commit an illegal act in marrying her brother, however allegedly?
Right. Enter into a false marriage.
And is that what she's trying to build a wall against? Is she trying to?
Yes.
She's putting up that Islamophobic wall, and journalists are mean, and you're white people, and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, what's important then is that you very well could have a felon representing you in Congress.
Yeah.
Okay, then who would be the one to prosecute this?
Yeah. Well, where's it go from here, Sue?
That's a
Hennepin
great.
County,
Well,
wherever it was-
let's see if we can figure it
Okay.
out. Let's see if we can figure that out.
Because then you may be looking at Mike Freeman and
Yeah, is it a local level thing, or is it FBI? Is it ICE?
right, it could be federal, but just because of that has to do with the immigration.
You want to do a timeline and see if that helps us?
Yes.
She gets here in 1997. In 2002, she marries Ahmed Abdesalan Hirsi in a religious ceremony.
02, you said?
Yep, but it is not recognized legally. In 2009, she married Ahmed Elmi in Eden Prairie.
Okay.
In 2010, he enrolls in North Dakota State U for studying fine art and lives with Omar. 2011, Omar claims she and Elmi split this year, and when he went back to the UK. In 2012, Omar and Hirsi have had their third child. Elmi is still in the U.S. Okay, see, that's why we need a scorecard. Elmi is the first guy Elmi's the second guy she married.
Right. Hirsi
Right,
is
in
the
09.
first guy.
Is Elmi the brother?
Yes.
The alleged brother?
Yes.
Right.
All right.
And Hirsi is who she married in 02.
Correct.
In 2017, she divorces Elmi. That's the alleged brother.
All right. They were married in 2009 and then divorced officially in 2017.
In 2018, she marries Hirsi
Legally this time.
in a civil ceremony.
Because the first marriage was not recognized, you said.
In 2018, the marriage is brought up during Omar's campaign for Congress. She denies it and has largely ignored it because of the lack of proof around it. In July of 2019, DailyMail.com reveals Omar and Hirsi have separated and she's moved into a penthouse apartment.
That's after allegations.
That's what this guy named was. That's with her consultant Tim Minette.
Right.
This woman's a house wrecker, isn't she?
Well, she gets around.
In August of last year, Minette's wife filed for divorce, claiming her husband had professed his love for Omar. In early October, Omar formally filed divorce from Hirsi, the guy she married who wasn't her brother.
Right.
In November, Omar is granted the divorce from Hirsi. In December, Hirsi marries.
What?
In December, Hirsi married a pediatric nurse named Ladan Ahmed. I don't know why we need to know
that's
that.
separate,
Quick
sure.
turnaround for him.
And also in December, Minette is granted a divorce from his wife, Beth. I don't know where to
Wow,
take
it sounds
this.
like a soap opera.
Which sibling, Joe, would you pick? Probably.
You got a gun to your head.
So,
No,
wait a second. Stop.
I'm stopped.
Elmi, is he still in the country? Because you said he
He
went,
went back to the UK. I
So-
don't know if he's still in the country.
So is all of this moot?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that.
If he's not here, what's the point?
Yeah.
Who gets in trouble if they were convicted? Both of them? You would have to, because it would be
But
both of them.
what we're gathering here is that she married her brother Elmi in order for him to gain citizenship so he could go to college in Fargo or in North Dakota, right? Mm-hmm. and then they divorced in 2017.